Hi, this is Joby Provido, and you're listening to Contemplating the Rosary, where we talk about how to pray the Holy Rosary even better. In 104 episodes, over 4 seasons, we will explore a method of how to say the Rosary the way Pope St. John Paul II, Pope Paul VI, and other Rosary advocates recommend, and that's by contemplating the mysteries while we say the Our Father, Hail Mary, and Glory Be. This podcast is based on the book Beyond the Veil, Contemplating the Mysteries of the Holy Rosary, available at Lazada in the Philippines and in print or Kindle on Amazon, wherever you are. Visit kindlingspress.com for more information and where you can read and download the episode guide. This is episode 27, and it's so nice to have you back again and listening on how we can make our rosary even better. Today we'll finish all the season 1 mysteries with the last glorious mystery, the coronation of Mary as Queen. Growing up as a cradle Catholic, I've never had to wrestle with Mary being Queen, and I imagine for most cradle Catholics it's one of those truths we were just born with. We have statues of Mary with a crown. We go to churches with stained glass depicting Mary as Queen. Chapels, hospitals, shrines have been named after Our Lady. In art, there are countless paintings depicting the Assumption and the crowning of the Blessed Virgin in one panel, as if telling us the two events happened one right after the other. And there's good reason for this. That's because all kings of Israel have a queen mother. Not just some, but every king in the Davidic line had a queen mother. If we review a little bit in the Annunciation, the angel told Mary that she would conceive a son that will be given the throne of David. Today, this language might not mean much, but this was important during the time of Mary. That's because God promised David that his kingdom will last forever, and a king from his line will always sit on the throne. This was an important promise. It meant that the kingdom of Israel would never end. But when the Babylonians occupied Jerusalem, they deported Jews to Babylon. They also killed King Zedekiah and his sons. And by doing this, Babylon ended the reign of Israel's kings. Coming from a strategic point of view, it was a good idea if they wanted to prevent any uprising. It also scared the heck out of anybody wanting to take the throne. So just a whisper about anyone claiming to be an heir to the throne got them arrested and killed. And so throughout the history of Israel under foreign rule, no one dared to claim the throne of David. So when the angel Gabriel told Mary her son would be a king in the line of David, Mary understood that God is fulfilling his promise. But there is this nuance of language we have to comprehend a bit. The language the angel used didn't mean that there would be a succession of kings, as in the past. This time the angel indicated that this king's reign will last forever. If the throne that Christ would sit in is the Davidic throne, this meant Christ is a king in the line of David, a Davidic king. And if Christ is a Davidic king, then his kingdom would follow the traditions of the Davidic kingdom. And one of those traditions that have been observed for generations is that it isn't the king's wife that is crowned the queen. That would have been a big problem because some kings had many wives. Can you imagine all those wives fighting to be queen? So instead, the Davidic kingdom followed some Eastern cultures where the king's mother is crowned as the queen. And this is what happened in the Davidic kingdom. They had a special name for the queen mother. They called her the Gebirah. Roughly translated, it means the great woman. Whenever we read of a king in the first and second book of Kings, right after the mention of the king, there is a mention of his mother. This is a way of giving honor to the great woman, the lady they considered to be their queen. For example, in the second book of Samuel, Solomon is crowned king and sat on David's throne. In one instance, his mother, Bathsheba, was going to make a request of him. When she entered the room where Solomon was holding audience, Solomon stood up as a sign of respect. And not only that, a throne was set up for Bathsheba so that she could sit on it. It's unmistakable that it's a gesture of reverence for the Gebirah. So when Our Lady was assumed to heaven, we can only imagine that our Lord stood up for her, out of respect for his mother, the great woman. We can also imagine a throne waiting for her, because from all of eternity, if Christ is king, then Mary was always his queen. This is why we call Mary Our Lady, because isn't that how we address a queen? I know this is exciting, but I think we'll end here for this episode and pick it up in the next seasons. In the next episode, we'll cap season 1 with a lighthouse episode. And then after that, we'll do all 20 mysteries again. We'll pick up where we left them in season 1. As always, this podcast is brought to you by thecatholictalks.com and kindlingspress.com, where you can read more articles on the Catholic faith and find more books on Catholicism. This has been Joby Provido. I'll say goodbye for now, and please join me again next time when we can learn to pray the Rosary better. Bye-bye.